want protection. Claim she got connections. Said she got some friends, I told her bring them my direction. We can go all night, ayy, talking about my life, ayy, working until I ain't paid. Put that shit beside me. She just want protection. Claim she got connections. Said she got some friends, I told her bring them my direction. We can go all night, ayy, talking about my life, ayy, working until I ain't paid. Put that shit beside me.
What's up, YouTube? Thank you for coming into my video, and let's get straight into the cut, man. Alright, so we starting off just by laying the hair down with the comb, combing it down in full. I just find that when you do that, you get a better blend in the cut. After doing that, I set in my first guideline, the bald line with my T-liners. I'm just going straight around the head, making sure my guideline is defined so that way I can just bald everything under it.
Every time I think of you, I think of me. They won't be there for you forever.
I try to move the hair out the way to make sure my line is as straight as possible. Shout out to my boy Kavon, man, for helping out with this vid and showing some support by letting me record him. I really appreciate it, bro. Once I got my guideline set, I just begin to bold the back, everything under the line, focusing on not pushing the line up. And moving the hair out the way so I can see what I'm doing. The more you're able to see, the more you're able to do. Just making sure I don't push my ball line up. Since I don't have any shavers yet, I try to make as bald as possible with my T-liners, and that's why I'm going underhand with it, because I notice you get a better cut that way. Alright, next we getting into my wall seniors with the lever open, going straight up, setting in my next guideline. After I go in with the one guard, going in real light to set in my third guideline. Again, I don't want to set in a real harsh guideline, so that way that guideline is easy to fade out, that border. So I'm going in real light with it. I'm not really trying to press down to set a real harsh guideline. Right before I blend, I try to make sure my guideline, my first guideline between the bold and the open is set. And so that way I go in playing with the lever on my wall seniors and blending out that middle line. I try to make sure I don't push my line up. However, I still hit the line so that way it gives my cut a nice blend to it. Make sure to use the corners of my blades and stretch the skin. Now notice, when you stretch the skin, you'll end up getting a better cut because you're hitting all the hairs at the same time. Again, here you go, playing with the lever. Just make sure you play with the lever, man. The more you play with the lever, the better blend you get, because some hairs are tougher than others because they grow in a different way. And that's why you play with the lever. You want to hit it open. If it doesn't work the first time, then you close it a little bit. Doesn't work that time, then you keep closing it until that line you got is all the way out. So all I'm doing here is just fading out that line, trying to get that nice blend, man. Told myself before recording this video I'm going to try to do the best blend I've ever done before, since it's going to be out for the public to see. There you go, see me playing with the lever. I try to use the corner of my blade so that way I have more accurate cut when you use the corner blade on your lines trying to fade them in. I noticed that my line wasn't really blended out by the side, so I decided to blend it out just a little bit more. Then I go in to wet the hair because I want to comb it out before I set my fourth guideline into the hair. Really trying to moisturize his hair so that way it's easy to work with. I'm just brushing the side of his hair down, picking it out. Trying to look and see how much hair I got to play with, because I noticed it started to stick out from the sides almost like a hat, and that he said he didn't want it like that, so I decided to pick it out so I see how much room I had to play with. Alright, then I'm going in with my 2-guard open, and I'm really hitting the top of his hair, hitting all the sides, making sure that it's all even from the side of his head all the way up. I notice that just gives you a better blend and a better look to the haircut overall, almost a flat top-esque type of look. Making sure I'm combing the hair down so that way that's the area I really want. I want it to look like it connects, so I'm combing the area down and I'm stroking back up with it. Going in, making sure to comb the hair down. Using the corner of my blades with little faint light strokes because I don't want to set in another harsh guideline. So I'm hitting with faint strokes, making sure to keep the hair laid down as I go up with it. Then I noticed I still had a faint line between the 1-guard and the open, so I went to my After noticing the faint line, I go in with my 1/2 guard, otherwise my 1/16, and I'm doing light faint strokes to get that blend. I go back with my 1-guard to go up a little higher to make that blend even. I try to aim for perfection, because the closer you aim for perfection, the closer you'll be to getting success. Just going around doing little touch-ups on the fade before I go into the lineup. Again, just doing little touch-ups with my 1-guard, making sure the blend is looking the way I want it to look. Because the client showed me a picture, and that's what the look I was going for. So I was making sure my blend looks as identical to that picture as I wanted it to be, since that's what the client wanted. Always give what the client wants. All you see me doing here is switching up between guards, trying to get my blend from no guard open or closed to maybe even the 1.5 or the 2 guard, trying to get my nice blend. Thank you guys for all the support, man. I really appreciate it. Make sure you like this video, you subscribe, and make sure you share the video with your friends, your family, anyone. Alright, I'm wetting the hair again. Again, that makes the hair easy to play with. I go to pick out the front, noticing that I get the same effect with the overhangs. So I decide to go in with my third guard closed and go straight up to give the flat look to make my hairline more defined. Hitting little spots that I feel like I missed, going straight up and down. Then I go with my 2 guard because I feel like the 3 guard wasn't taking off enough hair. Then I go with my 1 guard closed and I knock down where my hairline is going to be. I noticed that when cutting any type of hair, when you knock down the front line, it makes your hairline look that much more defined and sharp. And I go in with my T-liners and I begin starting from the middle and going to the sides, starting off with my hairline, making sure I don't push them back, yet I knock off any overlapping hairs. When cutting, I try to use my corners of my blade to really give my client those sharp, defined corners that everyone likes. It's like I always say, when the geometry on point, the cut is on point. Then I start to go in and make my C. Doing the same thing on the other side, gotta make it look identical. I noticed the hair on the everlasting sideburns wasn't giving a good look, so I decided to go ahead and shave that off because it wasn't really like the picture. Something I tried to add on, but I'm gonna give what the client wants. The client always comes first. Same thing on the other side. I seen a place that I wanted to blend. When you look at other things, it rests your eyes and it shows you that you maybe missed some spots on the blend or some spots on the lineup that you may want to hit again, so then you can go back and just hit it again. Notice the drip. My pink comb matches my pink do-rag. Making sure my curves are defined. Then I go in bolding with the T-liners again because I feel like I didn't just take off enough hair, so I decided to stretch the skin this time and go against the grain in a lot of areas because a lot of areas grew different than where I taped it up. I make sure to stretch the skin on where I'm cutting, that way you get a more even cut. And for one of the last times I soaked the hair, again making it more easy to manage. Then I add some curl enhancing smoothie. Not only for waves, it enhances every type of curl pattern. So I go in to rub this curl enhancer smoothie into his hair to give him that moppy look that he was going for. I then go on my sponge in circular motions. It's sped up hair, but I went real slow so that way that all the curls get caught to give it that spiky look.
Every time I think of you, I think of me. They won't be there for you forever, baby, honestly. Tell you that they love you only partially, mirroring that.
I brushed down the sides one more time because I noticed by doing that, it took away from my sides a little bit, so I made sure to brush down the sides a little bit. Then I go in one more time with my 1.5, making sure all my lines are blended out. And right here, I begin to start with a straight razor, making sure not to push them back, but only redefine the line that I made with my T-liners. This is really important when you're using your straight razor to stretch the skin. The straight razors are so sharp, man. I know from experience. That cut your hand real quick. So imagine what it could do to somebody's face. So what you want to do is really stretch the skin. I go back in with my T-liners, heading over any overlapping hairs that the straight razor couldn't get to. This is the last look at the cut. That's the cut, man. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section. Make sure y'all like. If you're a newcomer, make sure you subscribe. Remember, stay hungry, stay working, stay happy, y'all. Holla.